Welcome, and thank you for joining for another whiskey review. Today, we're going to take a look at these two offerings from Dixon Deadman. The 2XO. We'll be comparing today the Phoenix Blend versus the Innkeeper's Blend. Phoenix Blend here, Innkeeper's Blend here, mapped over for you exactly as you see them in front of you. Dustin, what are we drinking, my friend?
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know who Dixon Deadman is, which with our channel, some of you guys are Scotch guys. Dixon brought back his family's namesake, Kentucky Owl, and then decided to sell it to Stoli. And then they likely just pissed him off, and he decided to get the hell out, and he started his own brand.
Dixon Deadman.
So Dixon is famous for being one of the best blenders in the state of Kentucky with bourbon. These are 2 times oaked, so they're double oaked products, coming from a bunch of barrels I guess he bought for himself at some point. Smart man planning ahead.
Both come in at 52% ABV. Dustin, who's Deadman?
Cool name, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a cool name. Who knows? Very dark whiskeys, both of them. You have any idea as far as age on this?
You know, I have not seen anything or any talk about the age. I know a few people who know Dixon, and no one has shared any age statements. My guess is we're looking at probably some 6 to 10 year kind of a blend.
All right, let's go with the Phoenix. Let's go with the Phoenix Blend first. Spicy.
Very vanilla.
A lot of cinnamon.
I mean, you're getting some of that, but I mean, it's not really not a super heavy oak whiskey.
Got some char to it.
Some, but I mean, again, when you say double oaked, I mean, I'm expecting more. Let's do this. How does it compare to the Innkeeper? Let's just kind of go real quick right back there in terms of spiciness.
The Undertaker or the Innkeeper?
The Innkeeper. So the Innkeeper to me instantly
A lot
richer,
fruitier,
oakier,
more sweet.
Are you not getting me richer, oakier notes?
Well, give me a second.
Yeah.
Richer, sure. I mean, a few of the same things. Getting rich spice. I mean, a little bit more oak on this one.
Okay. I actually was asking because, guys, I just wanted to make sure I poured them correctly. So making sure he got the different, because they're very similar bourbons, but the Innkeeper's Blend is noticeably a little bit more oaky,
richer,
darker.
Yeah, a little richer. The Phoenix Blend is a little lighter.
Yeah, I do like the whole Phoenix rising from the ashes, you know, and a rebirth kind of a thing.
Smells red too.
You know, I'll give it some of that.
A little bit of red hot.
I don't know if I'm going red hot.
Close. Hot cinnamon.
You've been saying that a lot today.
It's hot cinnamon, buddy.
I would say it's just more like a charred oak, and I don't know. It's kind of an earthiness. There is some spice here, but I mean, it could almost be more like a paprika or something. I don't know.
First time with it.
It's subtle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, I will say this, Mike. At the very end of this, and you know, I'm a little sensitive to bourbons with lacking age because it's something that I got into bourbon back when, 10-year-old bourbon was the norm. Like, that was your $20 bottle. This has a youth note at the end of it. It's this sort of slight vegetal, not well matured thing. And it's coming through.
I definitely like the smell of the Innkeeper better.
The Innkeeper's it's a more sophisticated whiskey. It's not much more, but it is.
It's an uptick.
It's taken a nice step forward.
Dustin's getting the taste, my friend.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Jump right in. Grab that Phoenix. I'll jump in.
Yep. Ever play God of War?
Played what?
God of War.
Nope.
Greatest video games ever.
StarCraft, but okay.
God of War 2. You had to free the Phoenix to reach the Sisters of Fate.
So
Kratos had a much worse time than we have today.
So, this is one of those whiskeys where I don't... to me, it's somewhat nondescriptive in the flavor notes. It's bourbon. It's got a little bit of the second oak barrel thing going on. What I like that it does is it creates a really nice rich mouthfeel, especially at the ABV. I like that it's complete, but it's incredibly simple. It is a very, very simple, but yet well done whiskey. This is like what you blend if you want a whiskey that no one hates, but no one loves. It's just very well put together. It starts off sweet, brings in the spice, brings it down, good finish, not overpowering. Nothing here is offensive, but nothing here is anything I'm excited about.
Yeah, I mean, it spices the show initially and kind of throughout the entire experience. It almost gets into it's a weird squash pumpkin sort of note for just a moment.
I see where you're going, yeah. That's the vegetal youthful.
Yeah, and then it just kind of fades away. And, it's a lot of spice. There's sweetness. I mean, it is extremely simple and straightforward.
Yeah.
But, sometimes you just want to do a simple thing well. And it is very sweet. And if you like sweet and you like spice, you like vanilla, you like spice.
Yeah. Well, and one of the reasons why this bottle got so low, Mike, is I actually started experimenting with this as a blend option, both with other whiskeys and then also just kind of like some mixed drinks, which I don't really do much. But the problem I have with this is
nothing off-putting.
It's a perfectly fine whiskey, and I thought it might go well with stuff because it is a perfectly designed kind of blend, mixing kind of a whiskey in my mind. Because, like you said, there's nothing wrong, but there's also just nothing exciting here.
Yeah,
I agree. And I wasn't super excited with how it blended. It was almost too boring to blend. Like it didn't add the notes I needed in a blend. All right. So let's get into the Innkeeper attempt 2. But again, nothing offensive there. Well blended.
Yeah, I mean, worst thing you say is it's simple and it's non-memorable. I mean, rich, good mouthfeel, does two things. Kicks in a third thing. Yeah. A little vegetal note. I called it pumpkin squash, but whatever.
Yeah. So if you got spice on the first one, Mike, you're getting more spice here. It's richer, a little darker. I'm getting a little bit of nuttiness here. Kind of ever so slightly reminiscent of maybe a Heaven Hill. Not quite Jim Beam, but maybe. I don't know where he's sourcing these whiskeys from. There could be Heaven Hills and Jim Beams, but whatever he's doing with the second barreling, to me, seems to be sterilizing these whiskeys.
Comes off very Jim Beam to me.
It could be that, but again, it's a sterile Jim Beam. Like it's not a
very nutty,
rich, nutty Jim Beam at all.
I put money that's Jim Beam.
I would say there's a good chance it's. I don't know. I've had the same nuttiness from Heaven Hill on some sourced bottles.
Not official, but sourced. A little softer.
Again, sourced Heaven Hill, not official. But yeah, I mean, it's coming through with just a very nice. But yeah, you're right. There's a little nuttiness. It could be Jim.
All right.
I'm not getting the fruits from Jim Beam. Jim Beam has a distinct fruit note, though.
Put some water in it.
Yeah.
Ooh, I tell you what, Phoenix got a little fruitier.
I'd almost say I'm a little bit of custard coming through.
Wouldn't disagree with you.
I can see where you're getting the fruit, yeah. It's nice. Every time I go to Phoenix, it's nice. I'm bored.
The Innkeeper. You haven't go back to that. Innkeeper staying true to what it was.
Innkeeper hasn't changed at all, you're right.
Same guy it was last year, and the year before that, and the year before that.
Yeah. You left the same mint on your pillow. Same little fold at the same spot in your bed.
He's a pro. Concierge. Yep. You ever seen the Grand Budapest Hotel?
Oh my God. It's been a long time, man. That was a wild movie.
That's a great movie.
Who's the director on that one again? Famous director.
Yeah, that crazy one.
Greg Anderson something?
Wes
Anderson, yeah. Everything he does has been incredible. Phoenix is so boring next to the Innkeeper.
I didn't have to appreciate him. We shared a vocation. That's what you have to understand. Anyway.
Maybe more vanilla on the Phoenix, but now, kind of to your initial point when you were talking about the Phoenix, it is kind of spicy and almost in a slightly unpleasant way with water.
I wouldn't call it unpleasant, but with water, let me walk down that path with you.
Yeah. So just think. I mean, I think it's started to go a little unpleasant. I mean, it's not offensive. It's not like it's bad. I'm just saying it's a little...
It's spicy. More spicy, sure.
Yeah. Again, it's
reminiscent of Phoenix. I mean, Phoenix is, come back from the ashes,
fair enough,
caught on fire.
But, like, the thing with this whiskey is it's been such a balanced whiskey up to now where, like, there's nothing jumping out, and now the spices kind of jump to where it's now...
Buddy, why talk about a different blend or a different brand? Why even name them if it ain't going to be different?
I get you, but I mean, initially it's so simple and boring to me, and now with water, it's added a note that I just think is a little out there and not pleasant.
Well, even with all your influencing, I am going to agree with you that I do like the Innkeeper's blend quite a bit better in every facet
Ooh,
than I do the Phoenix.
well, the Innkeeper got really interesting with water. Added like a little depth and a mid-palate note. Structurally, it's kind of moving around more. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. With water, it's really kind of... It's added a level of depth where, like, in the mid-palate, it actually transitions. Gives you a little bit... Starting to get a little fruitier. I'm still thinking more Heaven Hill than Jim Beam on the fruits. But I'm thinking more and more Jim Beam on the nuttiness. It's a nice hybrid. But again, I think, doing the double oaking thing really kind of changes the profile of whiskeys. So well done on Dixon. For all I know, he blended one Heaven Hill with 6 Jim Beam barrels, and that's what created the magic.
Well, I think we're both in agreement that the Innkeepers is the superior one of the two.
Now, here's the question, Mike.
Yes.
$100. Mm-hmm. Would you buy either of these? Would you buy one of these?
If I were to buy one, it would be the Innkeeper.
But would you buy the Innkeeper at 100?
Maybe.
So it's
borderline.
iffy.
It's iffy.
See, to me, this is about a $60 bottle. This is $100 is like kind of the high end of what it's worth, but I'd pay $100 to buy that. I'm glad I got this one. Still disappointing.
I don't know if I'd buy the Phoenix, but it was a good first try.
Yeah, I'll put it this way: this is $30. Mm-hmm. Pick it up, blend it. Have it for your friends. Have it people who don't like you. This one, if it was $70, absolutely would buy it all day. At 100, I think it's the high end of what's worth. But you know what? Getting better. So and the result is, I'll probably buy your next bottle. Also, I like this note, Mike. 2XO. Didn't have it on the first one. If you guys see it, even the packaging is slightly improved. Well done.
Those are our thoughts on the whiskey. If you guys had a chance to try either of these, let us know what you guys think. Until next time, what do we wish the folks?
Happy drinking.
We'll see you then.